Well, hello everybody. This is Reed with Friday Night Bricks. I'm actually going to finish the Ferris Wheel build, which I started last night on the episode 104. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that. So basically, I'm working on We're working on the actual Ferris wheel itself. So that's what I'm going to be working on right here. So looks like I'm page 102. So we'll have some fun with that. I mean, there are some other live streams going on, so hopefully I won't be on top of any of the other ones. So I didn't actually invite anybody else, so it's just me right now. And maybe if people come in and watch, we can maybe I can maybe invite some people. We'll see. So we're gonna get some. We're gonna maybe see here what's going on here. I'm going to try and put on some background music here. Using the Shamalu music, so I'm just going to play some background music while I build. So I'm just kind of going to build here some pieces. So I got to re-expose my live studio here. Hey, minifig collector. Hey, winter worker. So I'm just kind of working on the finishing the Ferris wheel. So it's just kind of those things where I'm gonna have a bunch of these to do. So I got 24. So I'll put that aside for now while I dig for parts. There's a couple of the streams. Hey, Brick Freak. So just kind of gonna finish this sucker if I can today. Just feels nicer to kind of stream it since nobody got to see the finished part of it. So, and obviously with the fact that it does have a little bit of a delay with this new with the fact that I'm finally using Zoom again. So just gotta find all my parts. Looks like they're scattered all over this desk. So should be fun. So that's basically what I'm working on. Kind of been a slow start to the day today. Obviously, I streamed till 2 last night. Basically, Mike B was there at the end. Basically, once I start babbling, I'm a babbling idiot, then it's probably time to stop the stream. So that's kind of words to live by, I guess. Once it no longer, I couldn't, but I made it at least to an even 7 hours. So it's kind of interesting. So fun. 24 of these bad boys. Lots and lots of parts. Lots of small parts on this one. And then when I'm all said and done, I'll probably motorize it. I did bring my S-brick and a few things, so we'll kind of see if that works. So, I mean, I know, was it Lego Lamaniac? I know he's doing his live stream. I was over there earlier watching a little bit of that. That's kind of a cool thing. Always good to have those nice long streams too. Only way I'd probably be able to do a long one like that is if I did it like over the weekend or type thing where I can actually get some sleep ahead of time. Friday's a tough thing is because Friday I work in the morning. So by the time I had ended that stream at 2 in the morning, I had been up for 22 hours. So that's kind of, back when I was a little bit younger, I might have been able to do that a little easier when we were gaming and stuff. And so, tried taking a nap in the afternoon yesterday. Kind of napped a little bit, but didn't nap enough. So I want to make sure I don't do too many of these. I'm guessing it probably should be 24 of them anyways. I can't believe it. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, that's 12. Okay. So I got parts for something else. Let's see. We're going to attach these guys to this one. Let's put these suckers on. This will be So I mean, that's kind of just my day to day. Is just kind of a bum on the weekends for the most part. Work all week, and then just kind of the weekend gets here, and I'm just kind of a little bit of a bum. So I'm just kind of do this. I probably should be out at my storage, kind of working on some of the either sorting, which I might do later. I know the sun was out earlier for a little bit. Probably should do some sorting, or maybe do some of the build challenges that Whistlegg's got going on right now. But just gonna do this, and then listen to a little bit of music. And this is the no copyright stuff from. And as I mentioned, like to Kevin last night, I did join his Patreon last night. Did a $10 level. So between him and Shamaloo Music, I actually have 25 going to Patreon, 15 to him, and 10 to Kevin. So. Okay, so those are done. So now I got to build 6, which means I got to build 12 of these bad boys. So 12 of these parts. We're building a bunch of our this Ferris wheel is pretty cool. Ferris wheel will probably stay together. I mean, it probably won't come apart. It'll probably be something I'll probably use somewhere unless I customize it, which I could maybe try and do. Definitely be a little bit of a hard one to try to make clear. They don't make anything. I mean, if they made pieces that are like 1x8s that are a little bit bigger, it might be a little easier to do. But the 1x2 being the biggest clear plate out there, I mean, it makes it tough. I mean, they make a 1x4 tile. I guess I could build it maybe reverse. I guess upside down, I guess, would maybe work. So hopefully everybody's having a good Saturday. 4, 8. I mean, I need an 8, 12. So obviously it's crazy world we live in right now. So I mean, hopefully everybody's finding time to get stuff done and whatnot. That's why I probably should be out utilizing the time, get my storage organized. Since it's just kind of always a mess out there, always have lots of stuff to sort. I mean, when I moved, I took a lot of bins and actually almost maybe went, did like a backward stacking type thing. So I mean, that's kind of the thing is when you go backwards in terms of sorting, it kind of sucks. But and as I described yesterday, that Kids Fest Cincinnati I was talking about with Adam. Maybe. I mean, Europe, the thing about Lego is over the years, Europe got stuff at one time, and then the US would get stuff at one time. They might have closed the gap on that a little bit, but I remember back in the early days, that was how it was. Europe would get stuff, maybe in the spring, and then the US would get them in the fall. Same thing. So the stuff in the spring for US were, fall in Europe. It probably was a way to keep production from going totally crazy. So, but as I was talking about, so the Kids Fest, we were talking about that last night with Adam. When I packed up all those sets, all those bags and stuff of those sets, I have those somewhere. But I don't think they're together. I think it's just like a giant bin of 10 or 12 sets that I bought at that Kids Fest that are all like in their bags loose. I know it was a couple Alien Conquest sets. The Fire Brigade I had traded to someone for Ice Bears at one point in time. And then, but yeah, so we're gonna do one thing real quick here while I'm doing that. I'll do this last piece. Take a quick break here and open up something here real quick. So I'm using the new So, but yeah, I mean, the Harry Potter stuff, I mean, is always good stuff. I mean, I'm not a super big fan of Harry Potter, but it's got some, they've used some of the things. I mean, the Night Bus with the coloring and stuff that I do like that stuff, so that's kind of cool. So yellow. This goes like this. Okay, yeah, so 10 of those. I think I have some of the parts from this, from like the Ferris wheel in some of the support brick I got in Denver. I think I've got some bags of some of these like fluorescent parts somewhere. I need to actually go look at that. I mean, that's the problem is, I mean, even, you know, as an AFOL, a lot of the support brick we used to get in Denver didn't quite use it like Whistler did. So, I mean, we were giving it out all the time. And so, I mean, I have lots of parts that still need to get sorted. I mean, as Brick Freak said, I mean, it's possible that the Harry Potter sets are the spring release for Europe and a fall release for the U.S. I mean, I think the only reason they sometimes do that is maybe so that they can get all their production runs set up. Because I mean, usually, like most sets get, you know, a couple production runs, and it's one of those things where, you know, I guess that might be the reason. I don't know. So. I'm just going to build these, and these are all the different parts to the Ferris wheel. And the brick set, the owner of brick set, I don't know, who, I think, something like that, who or Hoa. I mean, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's actually in the UK. So I mean, it's one of those things where it's possible some of those sets are in Europe already. So, but I mean, that would be my guess. Let me know too if the music gets too loud and whatnot. It's about as low enough to where I can actually get it and still hear it and everything. So, but I mean, that was the way it always was, is that usually, you know, and that's, you know, but so what's everybody up to today? Anybody building, sorting, whatnot? It's just kind of a, actually probably at some point as the weather, since the weather's nice, and probably need to get out and get ready to start mowing the lawn, I guess. I think spring is kind of here, so I might wait until one more rainstorm kind of lets the grass grow a little bit longer. And anybody that was at the end kind of heard my mom at the end. She made the stream, but made it super late. Well, I mean, Lego does have a headquarters in the U.S., Enfield, Connecticut. I mean, it's home to the United States Lego brand retail team, and they do have some departments there, marketing. So I mean, they've got they've got people there here in the U.S. It used to be manufacturing. They used to have a manufacturing plant on the same grounds, but that did go away at one point or another. So. So, I mean, they had you know, I mean, because actually a lot of part of the work they've leased out. I think, like Kevin had said, they had leased out part of the warehouse to, I don't know, Coke or somebody at one time. I mean, they've actually used. I think they went into some of the warehouse space for the some of the team, like brand retail and stuff. So I visited it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, they had a manufacturing facility, because like Kevin had said, I think people have said before that it's always been interesting where you know, maybe companies that used to, you know, vend when the manufacturing facility was there, hadn't been there in a long time, would show up and be like, and then somebody at the reception desk would say, oh, we no longer have a manufacturing facility here anymore. So whatever they were selling, whatever kind of manufacturing material it was, it wouldn't be any use. But I don't know. She said something. I don't remember what she said. I think she maybe said, asked about, I don't know, something at the end. But she said something briefly. Somebody said they thought they heard her, so it happens. It's not as, not as much as before. I mean, in the early days, I think she just kind of was a little bit more prevalent. Oh, well, now I got to hunt for my page again. So, I mean, it might not have been at the end. I know it was, well, it probably wasn't at the end, and it wasn't at 2. I mean, it probably would have been maybe earlier. Let's see, where was I? And there it shows the mixer, which I have, and I need to probably find, I think I need to find the instructions because it's partially built. I think I started building the trucks and stuff and some of the grounds, but okay, where were we? Not there. Not there. We're here. Okay, I just need to get some of these. I can get parts over here where I can maybe go back to having the instructions. Oh, and I'm dropping parts. Okay. Oh, we do have to make more of those. I guess I should have kept making them, I guess. Oh, well. So it's a 6, another 12 of these. Okay. Which is my mouse? Why is my mouse being? What a mess. I need a little bit more of a building space. I kind of feel like I'm back in my small apartment. I do have a card table over there. I probably should have brought that over last night and been a little bit more prepared. And actually, I told myself that, and then ended up in the end not doing it. So I guess that's my own fault. These would be more parts to connect it here, I think, like we're building. I have kind of a messy desk. It gets cleaned once in a while here. Probably not as much as it should. So, I don't know, what's as a winter bricker, what are you working on? You working on anything today? Any building, any sorting? I know Brick Freak is probably doing some mock work, since I know he said he didn't have any sets to build unless he picks them up at work this morning, which I doubt. I mean, like you said, wait for the Harry Potter. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, got 12. Okay. And 9. I need to beat. Oh, that was interesting. Pop something in the air. Somehow right on the end of this table. So, other than that, just kind of, and that's why the instructions are down here, kind of facing the stuff is, and there is a delay, just so everybody knows. There's a little bit of a delay from when I'm building to what you see, which is actually quite interesting. I mean, it's kind of wild. I mean, it's a little bit different than what we've been used to. We've always been seeing it as it's been happening, and I'm not sure why suddenly the. I mean, I guess it's the new thing with the YouTube Studio that has that delay, because I used the Zoom before that went straight to YouTube, and we never had that. So it's whatever's happened with the YouTube Studio that has actually got this delay now. So a little interesting. So. Should be fun. I got to do this 12 times. So, what else is going on? What everybody else is doing? You know, feel free to talk in the chat. I'll try and respond to the chat. I actually, with the nice thing of the YouTube studios, the chat is kind of up part of the whole thing. So I mean, I guess that does that helps matters a little bit. So I mean, I can see what's happening in the chat as it's happening. I mean, Harry Potter. I mean, I never got into the Harry Potter. Cool. So yeah. So yeah, Brick Freak City went to Walmart, picked up a friend's box. You get the Veruca Salt's hairpiece. Cool. That's nice. And then Winterbricker says he's not a big fan of Harry Potter. Likes to mod the sets into his castle. That's always good. Winterbricker, have I ever seen your castle? Do you? I guess that would be the question. How big is your castle? I mean, castle is kind of my thing. And just, I mean, for those people who don't know, I mean, I actually did create I created a Slack channel because that's what we used for Whistler, and they're also using it for like the Brick World virtual shows and stuff. So I created a Slack channel called Castle Clashes. So it's one of those things that, I mean, that was kind of so I could have Michael Frederick, who's been on a couple of the streams here, the one with the big army down in Illinois. That was my goal to get, because he's not in a lug, and so the goal was to be able to have him, you know, part of the stuff. I mean, I sent it to one of the guys in Denlug, who they are on band, and so, you know, I've got a few people out there. Anybody else who's into Castle and Medieval that wants to maybe be part of any of the future collabs, you know, I mean, because obviously I'm part of Whistler. I mean, obviously the goal is, you know, we do our shows as Whistler, but if we go to the big shows, the goal is to, I mean, I'm a person who likes to collaborate with whoever, and that's kind of how Michael Frederick and I came about. Is I just kind of walked up to him and I asked a few people at the one show, could I, you know, bring some ice bears, whatever, over to their mock and whatnot. And I think Frederick was the only one I really got back to. And so it's one of those things where I always kind of like to do that, and that's why after I'm done building the Ferris wheels, Instagram only. Are you following mine over there on Instagram is Assembling Hope? You know, maybe check that out, and then I'll reciprocate and follow you. But after we're done with the Ferris wheel, I might bring out the pieces for the rainbow portals that one of the Whistler members, you know, was using, that I fell in love with. So. It's interesting. So, the 12. That probably is right. So, but yeah, I mean, just, yeah, check, you know, do that. And then, I mean, I think I have, because I still have a Flickr. I need to actually get my Flickr updated. I haven't put photos out there in a while. Plus, I have a website. I mean, I have hopecastle.org. So, I mean, I do have a website for Hope Castle that I have to go back and look and see when I actually founded that. I mean, that might not have came out the same year as the castle. The castle, that was born back in, I want to say May. Born in 2011 or 12. So I mean, I actually found pictures on my phone of when I first started working on it. It wasn't the current design. It was, like I said, a earlier design. So it's been through many iterations. I mean, the current one is you know, well down the list in terms of, you know, the humble beginnings was actually a much larger castle, actually, but it didn't work the way that a lot of castles that I wanted it to work. So I wanted it to kind of be the ones like you see where they're on Beyond the Brick, where they kind of just, they'll pull a section out and they'll pull a section out. That's what I wanted, but with the plates, it was really, really hard to do that. And so, actually, you know what? That's probably right. So I'm doubling everything. I'm just trying to think. I'm almost overthinking myself here. So let's see. Oh. Yeah, so I have a bunch of pictures out on. I mean, most of the, and I actually need to do the current tower, a current picture out on the website. I was out there the other night. That's cool. Brick Free says he's close to done with the figures for the chocolate room. Just waiting on a few Bricklink orders. Oh shoot. I'm guessing Winter Bricker. I'm guessing you're referring to like updating pictures and stuff. Yeah, it's. I mean, and actually, technically, I think I have 4. Very new. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, even for 2 years, I mean, it depends on, I mean, because you might even, if you, might be a better builder than, some people that are out there. Like, a perfect example is Moto. I mean, he's only been building for a few years too. And it depends on, how you jump in and where you jump in at. I mean, some of my early mocks aren't that great. I mean, obviously I've got, I've built some early stuff, but it's one of those things where it just depends on, which direction you go and what you build, and everything depends on how fast or whatever you progress through the building skills. I mean, to me, it's one of those things where, I think once I did the castle, I mean, a lot of my other stuff, I really haven't done much. I mean, I've done a few things, but I mean, I might not be putting forth as much effort into other mocks as I do into the castle, and that might be part of my problem. And so it's one of those things where you just kind of have to figure it out. Well, Brick Freak, ha ha ha, you're a little bit different. You started as a T full, so I guess that would be the question you need to ask Winter Brickers. Did he start as a T full? Well, I mean, none of us are probably to Moto's talent. I mean, I don't think I'm even on that level. I mean, because like like we've heard, I mean, everybody's, they've opened the applications for, Lego Masters too. And I mean, I think I originally thought, yeah, maybe I could do it. In the end, I'm like, you know what? I mean, problem is too, is you're going to have to do some build challenges and stuff. And to me, I think my collection's organized enough to where I could actually really build anything in a timely fashion. And I have some stuff that's somewhat organized, but I don't know. I mean, I think as a viewer, I'm kind of more of a viewer. I'd like to be more of a, more of like the critic, kind of, if you think of the movie Man of the Year, where he said he wasn't the president, he's more of the jester. I mean, that's kind of what I think of myself. I mean, I'm a builder, I build, but do I build on that level? Probably not. More the person that's going to discuss it and, help promote it and stuff, but I'm not going to be kind of the contestant on one of those shows. I mean, I could do it, but I don't know if I'm really that good. I mean, I could be more of like the person who's kind of more of a support person. I have lots of ideas and lots of dreams and I'm a dreamer. So, hey, dude, Jude. So I'm a big dreamer and stuff. So I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, I probably have great, ideas and stuff, but in the end, is it something that I could actually do, effectively? So let's see here. How does this attach? Oh wait, did I miss a step? Missed a step. Missed a step. Okay. So. But yeah, so I mean, there's lots of talented builders out there. I mean, like those of us who have been to Brick World or Brick Fair or BrickCon. I mean, that's the 3 biggest shows. I mean, those you're going to have. Most of the builders, are going to go to those shows. I mean, there are tons of shows, but the big 3, those are the big 3. So even the people that go to a lot of the California shows, chances are they're probably, since BrickCon's on the West Coast, I mean, they probably would go to that big show. If they're on that side of the country, and Brick Fair Virginia is on the East Coast, and so people on that coast are going to go to that one, and then people in the Midwest go to Brick World. Now, people will travel from all over parts of the country to some of the bigger shows, Brick Fair, Brick World, also. So I mean, and I've been to BrickCon. I mean, Brick World is, obviously the one I always went to. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked the location. So, but you'll see people who have gone to those shows. I mean, And that's why they say, winning stuff at the really small shows. So where does this attach? In the black? I guess so. Okay. So those people that get nominated at some of at those shows like Chicago and stuff, it's kind of like almost like winning in a really small show. So always entertaining to do that. So it's kind of those things where to always think of it from that standpoint as you're and it's not all about winning. It's actually a lot of those shows are about just networking and having fun. I mean winning is just kind of second nature. I mean it's just something that is cool if you do win. It's cool if you even get nominated. I've won once. Oh, Rick Freak retracted something. Obviously I've won with the castle as a judges award, so like kind of a random award, something that maybe didn't fit into a category that year. But I mean, and the thing is, that's why I still change it. I still like to display Hope Castle, and so that's why I'll change it every year, change stuff, and take it back. I mean, obviously, once it's won an award at especially Brick World, it's not going to win another award there because not enough of it's changed. If I did a major overhaul, I mean, maybe, but I mean, and that's maybe coming. I don't know. We'll see. I've got grand plans for it. I just have to see, can I make it happen? So there we go. There's those two pieces there. So 6S. Now we got to do. What the heck? Why does it only want 4? I must have something special for that. Okay, so 4 of these guys. I'm going to keep making more of those parts. Get these. Get some of these trans pieces out of the way. They're in the way. Get them off the playing field. They're just kind of big and cumbersome and in the way. We'll get these 2 Technic pieces out of here too. Okay, that gives me a little more room to work with here. So, yeah, and that, so, I mean, shows are great. I mean, the goal is to, and I would tell anybody that's thinking of going to some of these shows and bringing their work is, definitely start small and work your way up. You don't need to bring something massive first year. I mean, well, the major overhaul I was thinking about was actually taking the castle and actually raising it basically 12 bricks tall. So making the castle elevated enough to where almost like it's a cliff on all sides. I mean, that's the next kind of thing I'm thinking of. Maybe even get rid of the town altogether. Just less to have to set up. I mean, maybe put everybody in the castle walls and whatnot. So I mean, I guess it depends on too where the collaborations head. I mean, if we keep working on collaborations, my castle doesn't need to be as big because I don't want it to overshadow everybody else's creations. I mean, the goal is with a collaboration is to have, equal talent and equal showing for everybody. I mean, Hope Castle is pretty massive. The castle, the town itself, the town footprint at like 30 inches by 60 is about the size of like the Campbell Brothers castles. And so, I mean, I don't really want to get too big to the point where it's crazy huge to the point where it is pretty big right now, and it's just takes a long time for setup, and not so much for the castle, but for the guys. So the bigger space you have, the more minifigs you got to put out, because that way you want to fill your space. You just don't want a castle and have nothing on it, So, yeah. So to answer your question, major overhaul, yeah, I've been thinking of maybe downsizing to some extent. Doing some stuff that I can maybe where it doesn't take as much big setup time. Jesse's been on a couple times from the Whistler group. He's had a castle and he's actually taking his apart, so he's actually going to probably build something else. Hopefully is working on something for the collab for Brick World. At this point, Brick World 2021, since obviously Like you said, I mean, all the shows for this year have been pretty much, for the most part, canceled. I mean, any shows that, that are far enough off and away, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, this year, in the end, I think this year it's almost just something where virtual cons or, I don't know, just more building time, I guess, to make stuff a little bit better for the following year. Because I mean, I don't know if any of the shows, even they're far enough out, will still happen. I mean, obviously, BrickCon in October is maybe far enough away that maybe it could happen. I mean, people are talking Brick Fair Virginia. That's possible. I know they were still. I don't know when Brick Fair New Jersey's coming up. I know they were talking that was still kind of possibly happening unless something happens. And so there's so much stuff that's up in the works, up in the air right now. I mean, the farther shows that are farther out are probably the ones that have the best chance of possibly happening. Even I think the Brick World Milwaukee show that was maybe moved to fall, actually I think has been canceled outright for going into next year. So I think a lot of us in the Wisconsin area, will probably be, concentrating on Brick World Chicago next year, tweaking our mocks and whatnot. I know the one thing that Brick World is saying is if you let your registration ride for next year, you actually would get the Brick World 2020 brick. So I mean, I know that's another reason I kind of like to stay, is because obviously, I mean, I did the virtual con, so it'd be nice to, unless they make a brick for that. I mean, I might make one just myself, but so kind of cool. So I mean, I'd say, but yeah, anybody in the chat, feel free to ask questions, whatnot. I did kind of post something on. I mean, I have this new fancy. The new fancy upgrade to the computer, so I should be able to do more stuff. Let's see here. But anybody, yeah, but Winter Bricker, if you're a castle builder and you're interested, let me know. I can, you probably just have to email me your email, scoop_shovel@yahoo.com, and I can actually, so, I mean, it's one of those things where I guess we'll see where everything heads for shows. For me, like I said, I'm concentrating on getting Hope Castle built up, make the changes like you said, 4X. Oh, okay, I still need to. Oh, building stuff. So feel free to just type in the chat, whatever. Anybody's got any questions, whatnot. Any good topics to talk about, obviously the new sets are cool. I mean, I think the city sets, I'm looking forward to some of those. Obviously, I'm looking forward to some of the older city sets maybe going on sale. Obviously, the new boat is kind of interesting. It's actually for those people wanting like a big hull, they're gonna be disappointed. It's the two small hulls from like one of the older sets, one of the fishing boats or something from a couple years ago, which I thought was a pretty good hull. I was gonna try and build a boat out of it, never did. With the new Technic catamaran, I actually ended up, I'm using those two hulls for the I'm using those for my boat. So that gives me more time to work on that. And with nice weather, with spring and summer and fall, I can actually maybe work on a new boat design. for next year, it gives me more time to work on the boat and more time to work on the castle. My goal really this spring is to get, you know, to get my storage organized. I mean, it'd be nice to get a lot of sorting done. You know, like everybody says, I mean, I'm kind of working on the Hinkle method where I'm actually just sorting by type pretty much right now. And so the goal is to get as much of that done as I can. I mean, I want to get that done so I can be more organized for building. You know, it's just like anything else. I mean, for like, you know, Brick World Masters, you know, like everybody talking about, I mean, all the building stuff and all the, you know, all your progressions through the interviews and stuff. I mean, that's probably all going to start heating up here soon. I mean, a lot of that stuff I think they can do remotely anyways. So I don't think you have to be in person to do that, and you can do it all digitally. So where are all those parts I'm looking for? I'm running out of these 4X of those. All these white parts, you know, gee. I ought to use them for my castle. Well, considering my Lego room is 600 square feet, it's pretty bad. So it's pretty gnarly. Well, I guess something like that. I mean, I do have storage out there, so I got crap everywhere. So pretty bad, pretty bad. I mean, but I got bins. Like I said, I've been trying to go through some of the bins that are underneath my build table, because the castle's on a nice big table right now. So the goal is to obviously try and you know, get all the bins underneath the table fixed and you know, sorted and whatnot. I mean, I'd like to get to a little bit more of an organization. I actually moved all the sets, all the backlog, I guess, move those up, and I have bins underneath all those shelves that have some of it that started to be sorted underneath them and whatnot. So I bought so much pick-a-brick over the years. It's just like I can see it just by sorting it. Did buy a fair amount of grab bags when those existed. It'd be kind of cool to see those things kind of come back of some kind of context or whatnot. Just because they were, you know, I mean, the grab bags in the sense, and like I said, I mean, the sealed, even just doing the sealed bags from sets, you know, that they've, you know, had over the years, so just using these guys and throwing them in the bags. I mean, for the most part, I mean, if they're coming out of big, expensive sets, I mean, you know, to have, I almost wonder, I wish I had, this is a pretty good size room. I almost wish I had some like trans other stuff other than the blue. Maybe use my like trans purple or something, you know. But yeah, it's a pretty good size room. I mean, I think it's about 600 square feet. Most of the set areas in the back, and then the castle there has got some bins around it on the sides that I'm using for you know, some of the stuff that's in them and whatnot. I have a couple nice lateral files I have to use for I'm gonna use them for manuals and stuff. I need to get them kind of on wheels before they get too heavy. There's nothing really in them right now, but I know if I start stacking stuff in them, that'll be the time that, you know, my landlord will come in and say he needs to do something in the electrical panels or something that are kind of behind it. The ones that are just kind of where they have wires in them. So I mean, it's just one of those things where I don't want to get too crazy first off, and then, you know, have to move it. So, well, this pile's getting a little bit smaller, which is nice. So, I mean, for the first time in a long time, I mean, I've got lots of space for building and sorting. I mean, at the same time, like, you know, Kevin had been to my old apartment. I mean, he saw it. I mean, it's, you know, and basically the amount of space I had in my old apartment, I mean, I had still a ton of stuff. I had a garage too with the old apartment that, you know, had a lot of stuff in it, a lot of extra stuff that is now kind of, you know, against the walls and whatnot. So I mean, I do have a lot of stuff in there crammed into a small spot, and, you know, it's just a matter of effectively using space. I mean, I have, you know, that space. I mean, you know, you're talking 20 or 30 foot ceilings, and I mean nothing's above about 6 or 8 feet in the air in the main part of the room. So, you know, that kind of sucks for me. I mean, I'm used to being in an apartment where, I had shelves floor to ceiling with stuff on them. So, and that's kind of, you know, the goal is to have, you know, goal for me is to utilize space and want to utilize all the space I can to make it useful to be able to do, you know, the stuff I want to do. And that's kind of, you know, that's kind of how anybody should be, you know, utilize the space you can. So, because you want to be able to build, you want to be able to sort. I mean, I'd like to get my sorting a little bit more under, yeah, good Lord. Yeah. Floor to ceiling. I mean, there's pictures floating around here and there of the old place, that, you know, but I mean, it was a small apartment. So my living room and my dining room were, you know, all just shelves of Lego sets and bins and, you know, whatnot. I mean, all at that point, all my poly bags were in shoebox bins, and so they took up a fair amount of space too. I mean, and that's, you know, I mean, obviously compared to, you know, big sets like these guys, I mean, I think I have a Death Star floating around somewhere too, the first one, first minifig one, the one that they did, 10188. I have one of those floating around somewhere. I bought it before it was retired. And so I have one of those floating around somewhere. I might build that eventually, I'm thinking. I don't know. I mean, bought it before it got retired. I mean, the new one, I think, has a few changes to it, but kind of was always about just, didn't buy a lot of stuff. Big sets just take up a lot more space, and so I have a few of them, but the more you have, the more space you need. So it's one of those things where, and as people have seen in some of the streams and stuff, I've showed off of some of the set area and stuff. I mean, I'm trying to liquidate some sets because I really do have too many sets. And I mean, why I bought a lot of them more or less for pieces in the sets, which, you know, since when I first originally started buying sets, the Bricklink market has kind of exploded. And so I don't really need to be buying for pieces anymore, much less just buying for, you know, buying just if you want the set to build it, you know, like the Ferris wheel. I mean, I had the mixer, but the mixer box was pretty much killed, and so I mean, and I bought it discounted, and it, you know, I mean, I still haven't finished it, so I'm hoping I'm not missing any pieces. But you know, I thought I was going to collect all the amusement type stuff, but Ferris wheel or the roller coaster, I mean, the price was huge on that. I didn't buy that one, and that one might have come out right near my tenure with Lego, and so I mean, I might have been thinking about it, and then that happened and didn't end up buying it. And the carousel I'd like to buy. Obviously, like I said, we joked last night. I have all the stickers from. I have a bunch of stickers from the first one, but don't actually have the first one. Okay, so let's see what I'm gonna do here. Where are these going? Okay, so let's see. I gotta do. Let's see here. So this is really not where it's going. Obviously, this is a lot sturdier once it's all put together. It's not as sturdy right now. Once it's all together, the wheel is definitely pretty sturdy. Like I said, I built it once before, because once you get all this stuff locked together, it's pretty locked together. So that's one. Yeah, amusement park would take up a lot of room, especially, well, might not have been a lot before the roller coaster, and then, you know, but they're actually Whistler, some of the people in Whistler are actually going to do they're working on a collab for, I think, this next year, so they're definitely I don't think it was going to be ready for the Chicago show, but it was going to be ready for one of the fall shows, which at this point, I guess now will be for whenever, you know, we can. Oh, and then I did that wrong. That's the other thing I got to look at, is I got to make sure that that they're facing the right way. Because they're going to have to hook to each other. That's up. Oh, that one's upside down too. Did that wrong too. It's probably when you build it and it's uniform and it doesn't have an indication on which way it technically goes. I got to make sure that I get it hooked up right. If I even looked at the other one, I'll have to look at that one and see, make sure I did that one right. Because the plates that are going to hook together later, I mean, have to all be facing upwards. Up, 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 up. Okay, those are right. Okay, so those two are done. Yeah, so how is everybody in the chat? Looks like we got 4 watching, so I'm speculating it is Winter Bricker, Dude Jude, Brick Freak, and then I don't know who the other one is. So it says we got 4 watching. I know I closed mine, so I am no longer watching. No longer watching myself. I guess that's probably, you know, probably self-defeating to be watching myself, you know. Oh, this has got a different piece on there for something. So that's why. What's ever so? Chat check. Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? What's going on in the chat? Hey, Mike, how's it going? Thanks for sticking with me to the end. It was nice to get up and get some sleep, though. I will say that. It was nice to kind of get a little bit of sleep. I think he was just getting lonely because I don't think anybody was really saying much. So good to see. It's good to see you back in here, though, Mike. Hopefully, you're having a good, fun day. I'm hoping. Right now, I just have some music playing in the background. So, other than that, just kind of finishing it up. Hopefully, should be close to getting done here shortly. I'm hoping. Shouldn't have too much left. Well, I think I'll have still all the gondola cars, I guess, still too. I get all that, I guess. I just figured I'd, stream. I mean, I don't know, I guess I could always build while I'm watching something else. It just isn't quite as much fun. So. And since I wasn't quite done, I thought maybe it deserved a part 2, I guess. I guess that's kind of why I kind of got part 2 going, I guess. Hopefully nobody is offended by a part 2. I mean, probably killing some time before, Saturday Night Lego, I think, has got to start here soon, doesn't it, too? I don't know who's hosting tonight. I mean, I guess what'll happen is I'll probably have to go over there anyways, I suppose. So if they're getting ready to start, anybody lets me know, that'd be good too. I guess that was a mistake doing what I just did. Let's see here. If anybody knows if they're doing, yeah, sleep is good. Sleep felt great. So if anybody knows if they're doing a Saturday Lego, just keep me posted. If anybody sees invites or anything, let me know, and I will get off of mine and go to theirs. So I stream during my time frame. I don't want to. I did send out invites, but obviously, if anybody comes in, obviously we will go over to Saturday Night Lego when that happens. So it's not nice to tread on other people's time frame. A few people have done it, but if you do it in the early stages when people are still growing, that's fine. Once people get a little bit bigger and stuff, then you kind of, you don't want to alienate yourself. Okay, now where am I missing a piece? Yeah, that's I'm waiting to. I was looking at YouTube. I'm just waiting to see what happens with that. So, I'm looking for a part I don't see. I guess I could be blind. It's white. I do have lots of white here. Well, now that a lot of us are, especially since we have kind of established myself on Friday night. Now that I'm established, and that's why when even Kevin was talking about doing his backlog building, I even suggested, hey, put it on the front or the back of mine. I can make mine shorter. I don't have to stream for 7 hours. That is kind of being a little overboard from that standpoint. I don't know where that piece went to. I'm missing a piece. Probably would need that. I have to look through some of my bags. Yeah, I know he starts at 8. I'm just kind of waiting. I'm gonna have to go back and dig through some of my bags here to see. I won last night when I did this, when I went digging. I definitely don't have any spare parts here, I'll tell you that. All my spare parts are in storage. I'll pull the motor out and my switch. I guess I'll continue on without it, and then have to, maybe I'll stumble on it later or something. So Oh, this is a little Technic end piece, and I don't see it. We'll skip it. We have to skip it for now because I do not see it. Maybe when I get down to the bottom, all this other stuff, I'll find it. Maybe. Oh, he might be late. You never know. But you know, hey, we will see. I'm prepping him. I'm getting it ready for him tonight. I'm getting the crowds warmed up, getting them all hyped. Because you know, we all know he streams. He does this Saturday. So I mean, plus everybody's got their own followers too. So in the end, I mean, it's most things where I mean, I've only hit 200 subscribers. So I mean, I haven't hit the mainstream yet where you know I've got lots and lots of people watching. So who knows, might be my content, maybe my content isn't as exciting enough. Hopefully at some point I will kind of get some internet service out at my some wired out at my storage where I can actually stream from out there. I kind of want to make that kind of with the current situation, I kind of want to make that more of a premium experience so that it makes it interesting more to the am I the opening act? I could be considered that, but in terms of just my stuff, it's kind of nice to keep it more of a premium right now so that there's a reason to kind of go to the virtual con type stuff. And so I mean, that's a nice thing, a nice reason to not be really streaming a lot from out there unless I have to, just because then it is, I mean, and that's why I think the last time I did stream out there on the Friday before the virtual con, I didn't show the castle. I streamed from another area of the storage, and that was kind of the goal, so that it, it makes the con a more of a premium experience by seeing what's going on in the castle. And that's, I mean, and that makes good for anybody. I mean, if you have a major creation and before a major event, you might be you generally only want to show little tidbits, and obviously for me, I mean, I can show my castle. I don't think anybody's going to be able to build a full Hope castle in a matter of a month or so unless you have nothing to do. So no, I didn't do the names. I mean, once Saturday starts or something, maybe I'll maybe work on that a little bit too. I'd like to kind of finish this guy first, so I'm still missing that piece. Just really interesting how I could lose a piece on a desk that only has Lego on the sides and the floor on the other part. Really weird. I'm missing one of the white end pieces. I don't think I have a spare here. That's part of the problem. So I guess we'll put them on there and we'll go from there. And worst case, I'll have to figure something out. It gets to having to use that piece. Might be able to, might have to tweak it from something. I don't know if I have any pieces like that. I might have to go look and see. I figure out what I still have built here in the house. With the Apollo, I got the rocket, and I got Yoda. I don't think I really have anything that would have a piece like that in it. We'll have to look and see. No, I didn't do the names. I kind of, Okay, so oh, there it is. Nope. It flew away. It tried to fly away. Can you believe that? Uh-oh. That's even funnier. Let's try and push on a piece that's not supported in any way, shape, or form and hope it works. So it's 6, I got 12 of these. So anybody who's kind of watching YouTube, just let me know if I've got it open. Oh, you know what? He's got the set reminder up. So as soon as he starts, I will end and we can all migrate over to his stream. So kind of working that. So, but other than that, yep, that's kind of the plan. We'll go, oh, what do we got here? Who's, Mr. Mike B, how we doing? So,
I'm doing well. How are you, Reed?
pretty good. Probably won't be in here real long, obviously, with Hoosier probably going live here shortly. So,
Well, I realize we only have like 2.2 seconds, but
what?
why not?
How many? No, it's only 7:54. We got 6 minutes. What are you talking about?
No, I know, but I'm just compared to the stream last night. It's going to be short.
Oh, let's see here. Stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended. We recommend that you use. What? Oh, well, how do I change that?
Did I break the stream?
No, it's just, talking about bit rate. I don't know how Purple Body, welcome. I don't know what happened. No, it just says the bit rate's a little bit slower. I don't know what that means. It just means, well, something's probably set weird. I don't know. I mean, like I said, this used to work flawlessly until they started changing a bunch of stuff, and then it stopped working the way it had been working all along. I mean, because I used to have no issues, just start up Zoom, felt to go to YouTube, it did YouTube, and then, hey, and now it's like one of those things where I'm in the YouTube studio and I'm doing other stuff that, I'm not really used to. It's working. There's a delay, but it's working. And so, I mean, I guess I can't complain. Oh. Oh, look at this. What do we got going on here?
Well, if I didn't say hi to Dude Jude and Winterbreaker, and that looks to be about it that's in the chat. Hello, how are you?
Hey, Jordan, how's it going, buddy?
How's it going, Reed?
Not much. Just kind of just building the rest of my Ferris wheel. I didn't finish last night, and we're kind of doing so I'm doing kind of a part two, but in essence, Hoosier goes live here in about 5 minutes. So in essence, we're just kind of warming up the crowds for him, I guess, because he does the Saturday Night Lego. So in the end, we'll probably end up going over there or whatnot, most likely. Unless I get a lot of people that usually just aren't, streaming. If I get all the people that, haven't been on in a while or whatever, I mean, but we'll see. I don't want to take away from him, that's for sure. I mean, he's had Saturday night. I started this a while ago. I've been at this for, what am I doing, an hour now or something? I've been going for about an hour. I was watching a little bit of a Lego Maniac. He's got his 24-hour stream going, so I was watching a little bit of that, and then figured, hey, I might as well finish the Ferris wheel, and so yada yada yada.
Well, we could have gone 24 hours if you really wanted to.
Oh my God, not on a Friday. I mean, by 2 a.m. I'd been up for 22 hours because I work on Friday and I go to work at 4 in the morning. Or get up at 4 in the morning. So I was like, no, I'll pass. That's a little bit long for me. I mean, you saw me. We could have done 24 hours, but did you really want me to babble for that long? I mean, come on.
Oh, you weren't babbling that bad. I mean, I've been in streams with other people that were worse.
I don't know about that. I felt myself babbling pretty bad. I felt like I was like, I almost felt alien, I think, almost at that point. I just was like, I mean, I could feel myself just saying just crazy stuff. Reminded me of the time I didn't get enough sleep when I did the Beyond the Brick interview, and I think I said capes. I guess I only said capes 6 or 7 times, but it felt like I'd said it a million times because I just was like that tired. I mean, I'd been up for a long time and was still working on the castle, getting it ready, but it was one of those things where just, when you're kind of at that point where you're just like, oh, I need to stop. I'm losing my mind. So what's Jordan up to today?
And just sorting a couple parts that I have laying around from building my spaceship earlier today.
Yeah, now you got that big honking spaceship you're just gonna have to have sitting around for a while now, huh? You doing?
Yeah, unfortunately.
How close is it? Is it pretty close to being done though, or what?
It should still be done by the time Chicago would have happened, but today I just uploaded my next progress update showing off the engines and this kind of side frame area.
Well, the nice thing is if he's doing a couple virtual cons, you just need to, sign up to be in the Whistler room like around the time it's done. That would probably be the best thing. I mean, and that kind of is the nice thing is with the fact that he's going to do the virtual cons, and like he was telling, I think he was discussing, is he wanted to kind of try and have the lugs have rooms, is for those people that maybe have mocks that are still kind of still being built for the convention. I mean, that people can pick to, be in one of the shows when they're about the time their mock is complete. So that's, I guess, kind of the key. So.
Have signups started for that yet?
Well, I think they posted something in the Whistler chat for. I thought they posted.
I think it was mentioned, but I don't think it was like officially available for like sign up or anything.
Yeah, I'd have to relook at it and see. I mean, I think it could have been, but I don't know. I know he's probably getting ready. Because that one's in May, so it's coming up. It's coming up in a few weeks. So.
I think it's the 16th, right?
Whatever the Saturday is, yeah. So yeah, it's coming up. So I mean, there we go. Look at that. We got some wheels. So yeah, it's coming up. I mean, Kevin had asked me if I was doing it. I mean, I don't think I'm planning on doing it unless I'm kind of helping with a room or whatnot. And so, I mean, that's kind of the key is so probably won't be planning to do anything unless I need to be. I mean, unless even Whistler, since I did the last one, if they want me to kind of help out, I mean, I can help out from that standpoint since I did do the last one. But I mean, I guess it just depends on what everybody wants. So, I mean, if they don't need me in there, they don't need me in there. I don't have to be in there, but I can be. Andrew stopped in. He stopped in my room for the last one too. So I mean, we I mean, it's just a Zoom. So I mean, if David's in there, I mean, David's done a bunch of the Zoom meeting stuff. So I mean, he's got a pro account too. So, and I know they were talking about. Okay, I'm guessing Winterbricker's leaving. So I'm guessing maybe Hoosier is live. I don't know. I can't tell. We'll see. We'll see. Bolo Popoi. Hey. I don't know. Bolo Popoi. Is that how I pronounce it? Yeah, I think we're just this is just part 2. I'm just trying to finish the Ferris wheel, but we're actually kind of in we're in the startup smoke from Saturday Night Lego with Hoosier. So we're kind of right there. So I mean, as soon as he starts, I'm hoping everybody kind of shifts over to his stream is kind of the goal. I started this earlier. I mean, I didn't know if I'd finish in time anyways, but I might have spaced it out. Kind of watched some TV today, kind of a bum. So I could have started this a little earlier and definitely been more prepared for this. So we're doing on the backside here.
Say, Reed.
Yeah.
Hoosier is not live right now. He just put up a Lego haul video, but he is currently still not live.
Yeah. He's probably getting ready. I mean, he texted me because I told him, I said, hey, I'm warming up the crowd for you. And he's like, yeah, we'll be live. I'll be live in like a few minutes. He said, if you're having a good video, you can keep doing it. I said, still probably, I would probably still end it, I mean, if I had a meeting where I was doing something with people, maybe I would keep doing something, but in the end, I don't think I really need to. So.
Well, no, I'm not saying overrun him. I'm just saying that he's not doing anything yet.
Yeah, I mean, I've got YouTube open. I keep hitting the reset every once in a while just to see. But. I mean, if I was sitting on if I had like 10 or 12 people in here, I could probably say, well, hey, if you people go over there and whatnot, it's not like I'm fighting for that. So. So let's see here. Bolo Popoi. I like Bolo. We'll do Bolo. I like that. That's good. Just call me Bolo for short. So let's see. We got to do. Does it matter which one? Oh, it does matter. Okay. So, oh, look at that. I was holding on to it the right way. Imagine that. Okay, so I need the 8s, which those are those. So yeah, so this is just kind of working on finishing the Ferris wheel. Somebody's joined us, and then we're kind of just a warm up for Saturday Night Lego, which should be hopefully starting here shortly. So I'm gonna do this 2XYs. Let's see. Seems like that's going to be awfully, never being that thick before, but oh, what happened there? Interesting.
So you figured out where you're going to display your new toy?
Oh, not yet. I'll wait until I take it up to my mom and show it. And you sure you don't want this in the front window? I don't know. I might even still put it in the front window a little bit. I wish I had LEDs on it. That'd be kind of cooler, but I'll have to figure that one out. But no, I might just put it up in the bedroom. If it's on the my Lego Army, and my Lego Armies, they're just kind of chilling right now. They're just they're still all on station out at the castle. So oh, looks like he might be up. He might be up now. I'll wait till I finish at least this part of it, and then we will. do whatever here. So let's see here. I hear it. I hear the Hoosier.
The Hoosier is up.
Okay, so why am I missing? Why am I missing all these guys? Why am I missing suddenly so many parts all of a sudden? How can I be missing? It's like 2 of these, but I only need parts for 1. Maybe I only need 1. Okay, I only need 1 for the second. I can't be right. It's only a 1. Oh, that duh. That would seem a little weird. Oh, well, you know, Chester could sit on the Ferris wheel, I guess. I could figure out a way to make him do that. Yeah. Not bad. That's a good idea, Kittenville. I liked it. Thank you for that suggestion. But the bigger question, Kittenville, is how come you're not over in Hoosier stream? He is live. Oh, man, I can't get this thing out. There's no way. I mean, that's the one thing about these beams is this is what you use your teeth for, but not really the best thing to do that for. So let's see. Actually, I can do that for this. And breaking on me now.
At this moment, Hoosier is just a talking bubble.
He's a what?
He doesn't have his camera on. He's just a bubble. And he's also the only one on the stream.
It's because we're all over here.
Well, he just told me he just said on his stream that he's going to text you and tell you not worry about it.
Yeah. Hoosier.
Oh, now Haley showed up, and now we have 2 bubbles.
Can you box? Can I box what? I don't know. Let's see. That's that. Oh yeah. Let's see here. What? Oh, was I supposed to put them on the other edges too? No, I guess there's enough flexibility where I do that now, I guess. Well,
I'm gonna hop off, Reed.
okay, sounds good.
You guys have a good one.
Yeah, I might. I cannot box. I'm not a fighter. Sorry. Catch you later, Jordan.
See ya.
Good night, Jordan.
Well, let's see if Hoosier sent me an invite. You know, then I could actually be a non-box over there. No, guess not. No, so I think. Zoom. Oh, I didn't see Jordan send me that message. Yeah, I didn't even have that open. He sent me a private message. So I don't know. I might as well end this and go over there, and we'll see if he sends me an invite or whatever. I can finish because I'm actually building something for a change. I can actually build over there. So
Well, that's true.
go ahead and end this. We'll end this with the Ferris wheel not done. If you want to see the end of it, I guess you'll have to go to a Deppy Shep Bricks voice impression. I don't know how to do that. I don't think I can do that either. So, use a force, my young Padawan. Who's your stream next? Head there to be awesome. So, yeah, we're done. We're done, everybody. Head over to Hoosier Brick Saturday Night Lego on Hoosier Bricks channel to see the end of the Ferris wheel, the completion of the end of the Ferris wheel, not the end of it, I guess. Be hard to destroy something like that. So I'm going to end it right now. 3, 2, 1.
Goodbye.